Well, here we go. About done with this vehicle, and of course it starts raining. So I'm at a point to where the interior's done, exterior's pretty much done. It's all washed and clayed. I just have to polish it and apply the sealant. I'm looking at the radar. It looks like it's going to pass in about 5 minutes. So I would pull it in the garage, but it's pretty tight to work in. So I'm just kind of hanging out and waiting. So perfect question for a day like today. What do you do in the rain? Sometimes you just got to wait it out. When you're in the middle of a job, we'll get her done. Welcome back to the Detailing Business channel. Hey, just to let you know, if you leave a comment in the comments on the videos, I typically usually always answer them. But if it's a good question and is worthy of a response in a video response, then I'll do it that way. I really enjoy helping you guys out, and if you have questions, just leave them in the comments of any video, and I'll try to make a video response. The latest question in the comments I received was a question about weather. What do you do when it's raining? Do you reschedule? What do you do? I focus on the weather like crazy. You know, I'm always looking at my calendar, what I have scheduled, and then I'll look at the weather to see what's coming up. And I'm always thinking in my mind, where can I put these people? Because, you know, I get sometimes booked out a month or two, at least. And I'm always trying to think, where can I put these people if it rains? Because let's say it's supposed to rain in a couple days, and I know this person doesn't have a garage. Where am I going to put them? I don't trust the weather forecast, for one thing, because if it says it's going to rain, it's 100% chance of rain, that doesn't mean it's going to rain 100% of the day. You know, it just means that, you know, there's a pretty good chance, 100% chance that it's going to rain that day. But you don't really know when. It could be in the morning, it could be in the middle of the day, or later in that evening. But I don't base it off of the percentages of rain. I pretty much make a determination the minute I leave. The greatest weather prediction is to see if it's raining. That's how I pretty much base my strategy on the weather. If I think it's going to rain, I'll look into, like I said, I'll look into my schedule. I'll pull up Google Maps of that particular person and see if they have a garage. 90% of my customers have garages, but then if I work in a parking lot or something at their work, there's usually no garage. Kind of like yesterday, I was sweating bullets, and today, actually. 100% chance of rain yesterday. It rained early in the morning, about 30 minutes before I got there. And by the time I got there, it pretty much cleared up. And the customer didn't have a garage. It was an apartment complex. Anyway, back to the weather. I always call on my way to my appointment about 30 minutes before I get there. And if it looks like rain that day, I'll consult with the customer. You know, what would you like to do? There's a possibility it will rain today. So would you like to continue the appointment? Do you have a garage I can work in? I can still do the majority of the work in the garage, or would you like to reschedule? Usually if they have a garage, I can just go on as scheduled, no big deal. You know, as long as there's room in the garage to work. But in the situation where I have to reschedule, I will put them in the first available opening, which, like I say, could be a month or two down the road. But I tell that customer, if I have a cancellation, which it happens, but if I get a cancellation, you're going to be the first one I call to move you up, because I don't want them waiting around. Just because they had the bad luck of the weather doesn't mean that they deserve to wait again for an appointment that might rain that day too. So I try my best to accommodate the customer and get them in as soon as possible. And if if it turns out to be, you know, a rain out, I had to reschedule the customer. Sometimes I'll go into my schedule and look through my schedule and find people that I've done before maybe. Somebody that I know has a garage I can work in. Instead of just packing up and going home, I'll call that person and say, hey, I know it's last minute, but I just had a cancellation for today. I know it's raining, but you have a garage. Would you like to move up to today? I can be there in 30 minutes. And sometimes they'll say, heck yeah, come on over. I'm waiting. And then I'm not out anything. I'm not out of a day of work. But sometimes that's not always an option, and I get the day off. Usually my days off are rainy days, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Today's job, believe it or not, it was raining. It was raining all morning, flooding, and it quit raining just before I got here. The customer said if I do have a garage, it's kind of tight if it does start raining. I've gotten 15 alerts on my phone that it says rain starting in 5 minutes, but it hasn't rained yet. The sun's actually out now. Wonderful, beautiful day, and I'm getting the job done. So another thing I do is I only work from Monday to Thursday. I still have customers on Fridays. Now they're regular customers that I just whip in, do a quickie in and out. It's like a bi-weekly that I'll do. Quickie, you know, less than an hour job. That's about all I do on Fridays. But I leave those Fridays open for days, like if it was going to rain all day, that I can move them to Friday, and if I have to, and you know, do it that way. Do it on a Friday, on my day off. Springtime is unpredictable as far as weather goes, you know. It could rain all day. It might, you know, it's just so unpredictable. Summertime, though, usually we get a summertime storm, typically later on in the day after I've got done working. So summers are predictable. Springtime isn't. Springtime is about the only time I have to do a lot of jostling with my schedule and moving people around for weather purposes. But other than that, it's really not that difficult, I guess. Anyway, leave a question in the comments. Like I say, 99% chance that I'll answer them for you. If it's video worthy, I'll make a video response to it and you can watch it next week or whatever. So this question was actually asked about the weather Wednesday or Tuesday, and today is Thursday, and it'll be posting this Friday. So pretty quick response if you ask me. Leave those questions, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Detailing Business channel.